Good afternoon, folks. Here we are once again at Cardinal Bistro. Welcome back. It's been a while. We skipped a couple of months here due to snow, due to I didn't feel good, I had no voice. So we are back, and we're back with a holiday. So fantastic. We're going to do a little something today for St. Patrick's Day. Now, of course, you have your St. Patrick's Day corned beef and cabbage, right? I can't boil up a corned beef and cabbage in 30 minutes, but what I can do is take the corned beef and cabbage that I've done already today and turn it into some homemade corned beef hash. So I guess today is going to be a show about what to do with the leftover corned beef and cabbage. What do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right, so today we got my good old Nancy back again. Nancy, thank God I got her. And I found Catrina in the hallway, one of our students here at Case High, and she is actually wanting to pursue a life in culinary, so why not start on Cardinal Bistro? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
All right, so let's get started. Today, homemade corned beef hash. I'm going to do my version of it. Everybody probably has a version of this, but I'm going to show you a nice, quick, easy version of it that I think is fantastic, and my family loves it. We're going to do some fried cabbage today, which is a little different. This cabbage hasn't been cooked yet, so I didn't take the cabbage that was in the boiled dinner. We're going to do just some fresh Savoy cabbage, and we're going to fry it in a pan, and I'm going to show you how that's done. Also, you got your Irish soda bread, because you can't have St. Patrick's dinner without an Irish soda bread. And to top on that, we're going to do some nice warm apple butter for it. And then to end this and wrap it up, some shamrock shakes, of course. So, and I think everybody kind of has their own recipe for a shamrock shake, but we're going to do mine today. So, all right, let's get started, because we don't want this taking forever. So, Catrina, I've started warming up these pans. I'm going to turn the heat up to about a medium heat, folks. You don't want to do too high because you don't want to burn any of this. We're going to put some oil in that pan. So I have just some olive oil blend here. Not all of it. You're just going to swirl it in the pan, just so it's not going to stick, but we're going to coat everything that goes in that pan as well, too. That looks good. So I would say maybe about 3 or 4 tablespoons of a nice olive oil or a nice oil blend, whatever you guys like to use. And then we're going to start with, I have cubed up the potatoes from the boiled dinner. So I like my cubes a kind of good sized chunk, you know. I feed boys at home, so they're not ones that like little small things. They're like a big hearty meal. So I cubed up some of the potatoes that were in the boiled dinner, and I threw some chili powder on there, some fresh parsley, and we're going to throw those down in that oil, and we're going to just let that heat up a little bit. All right. And to those potatoes, because we're going to cook that a while, even though they're already done, we want those nice and hot all the way through. I'm going to add just a few diced onions. You know, not even a quarter of the onion, because you don't need a ton of it. And then a few diced peppers, just for some flavor. And then I got some nice shredded carrots here, because we didn't have any carrots left over from our boiled dinner, because that's obviously everybody's favorite when they eat the boiled dinner. So I got some nice shredded, which is going to melt down really fast in this pan. So you're going to throw that right into those potatoes, and we're going to let that cook up for quite a while here. And we're going to get started on something else. So we can just let that go in the pan on a medium heat. Watch it. I would say stir it up. We're going to have Catrina doing that, because she's like a pro at this already. She said she's cooked before. If you're short, we can move some stuff around. We're going to...
Oh yeah, that's better.
I've diced up the hash as well. I did a brisket today. I'm sorry, the corned beef. I've done up a brisket. So, and then I just diced that up. So we're going to put that on the side for reserve, because that just takes a couple of minutes. You're going to throw that in the end. Just heat it, incorporate it in. But we're going to let that fry up good, because we got some, you know, little tough veggies in there. We want to get those nice and soft. So we're going to let that cook up. Okay, Catrina?
Okay.
All right. So the next thing we want to work on, well, first I'm going to work on putting on a glove, because I like to keep things nice and clean and neat and use the gloves and, you know. It's just the way to do it. So now I've heated up another pan at the same time. This is going to be all stovetop cooking for this. We're going to add a little more oil to that pan. We're going to fry up our cabbage in this, okay? So not a lot. We want to stick that right on a medium heat. So get that nice and hot. See that oil? It's not really doing anything yet, is it? No. So we gotta let that heat up a little bit, and then we're gonna add our cabbage in there. All right. So you're gonna be in charge of throwing that cabbage in there.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that whole bowl, but we all know when you buy a head of cabbage, like it could be this big, and then you start dicing it up or cutting it up, and it turns into this much cabbage. It's kind of crazy. So, and then I just, I shredded it up with my knife and everything. So. All right, that's looking good. That pan's getting nice and hot. So what you're going to do is maybe a couple of good handfuls of that cabbage in there.
Oh, no.
This is so healthy for you, too. We love our cabbage. Yeah, maybe another handful, I would say.
Yeah, my hands are kind of small.
That's
so.
okay. She's got tiny hands. She's got tiny hands. I got big
Tiny
hands.
kids. So do
Piano
I.
hands. I got long fingers. So now this is going to sit in there. We're going to cook that for a little while. I wish I had a lid. I forgot a lid. But that's all right. We're going to fry that up good. Katrina, you're going to stir that up. Give it some time to cook in there. What we're going to do is add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper in there. I got just plain salt and pepper. Use a kosher salt all the time. Table salt's kind of a little bit much. So just
like a pinch.
Yeah, a little pinch here and there. You can put as much as you want of the pepper.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with pepper.
Cabbage has a great flavor, so it doesn't need a whole lot of spicing up or anything like that. So just a little salt and pepper and the oil on the bottom. We're going to fry that up until it starts to soften a tiny bit. So here we can hear that sizzling. That's looking that's getting good. So I'm going to have you turning that cabbage because we don't want it to stick. But we want to get all that oil on all the leaves and kind of incorporate all of that. And then, folks, you're going to need 2 cups of chicken stock. So you can have homemade if you've boiled some chicken and you want to strain that juice out and you got that nice stock, or you can just make yourself up some, or if you just want some store-bought stock, that's fine too. But you're going to need 2 cups for this recipe. That's looking good, Katrina.
Do I keep going?
I would, you know what, seeing that we got 2 pans going, I would give that a stir.
Okay.
Really dig all of those potatoes up, stir in all those veggies. This is smelling great in the studio.
Yeah, it smells good.
This is looking great. Now don't forget, I seasoned those potatoes a tiny bit with some chili powder. You don't have to do that. You can use some garlic powder if you'd like. Really, whatever you like for flavoring. But because it's been in the boiled dinner, it's got the flavor of the brisket already. So this is going to be a nice flavor-packed meal. So a whole head of cabbage is going to use the 2 cups of chicken stock. So we didn't put the whole head in today because we really want to cook this and we want to eat it at the end of this segment. So I'm going to put, we did about half the head of cabbage in here. See, and I don't know if you folks can see, but as you're cooking this, it wilts down. And this is really starting to look lovely, isn't it? It's browning up nice. It's smelling great. So this, right at this point, you want to add your chicken stock to it. Love that noise. So I put about maybe a half a cup in there because we didn't do half, we only did half of that head. And then,
so good.
yeah, and then what you're going to do is just let that simmer until the cabbage is soft. And that's all there is to frying up the cabbage.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're almost done with that. How's that looking?
It looks really good.
This is looking wonderful. And I think we're ready, Katrina. If you want to put the cabbage over there and bring the brisket back, we're actually going to put that brisket right into this pan because it's ready. Put all the corned beef in there. So I started out with a 3-pound brisket and then boiled that until it was done. It took a while, a couple hours. And the potatoes, I did 5 potatoes. This is going to feed my bunch. Feed about 4 to 5 people. That looks good, Katrina.
Okay.
All right. So I left the fat on the corned beef as well, too, because as you're frying, the fat's going to render down and create a nice little juice in there, nice little broth. So This studio is smelling like heaven. Nancy, what are you thinking?
It smells good, and I'm
I'm
glad I
thinking,
didn't have lunch.
we didn't have lunch and we're
Yeah.
starving. We can't wait to eat this because what's the best part of doing these little shows for you folks at home is we get to
Eating them.
eat after we're all done. Okay, so now the cabbage is simmering away here and it's looking unbelievable. We are almost done with this cabbage. So what I guess I can't stress enough to you folks is your leftovers don't throw out because you can make a delicious second meal or even the corned beef hash with a couple of eggs for your breakfast the next day or even a couple of days later because this will keep 3 or 4 days in your refrigerator. If you're not a big cabbage fan, take the cabbage out, fry up a couple of eggs, throw them on top of that hash. You got a delicious meal, healthy meal, and hearty. You're going to get full on this meal. So the cabbage is done. The cabbage is done, and I'm going to transfer. You're going to get a pan. We're going to put another saute pan right onto this heat. I don't want that fire shutting off because we're going to warm up some butter.
It's going to melt that, yeah.
I don't want to melt that, Nancy.
Yeah. Get one of those white wipes.
All right. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to plate this once that hash is done. How we looking?
Looking
I
good.
say give it a spin. All right, now you got your smaller saucepan there. I am on a medium heat, which I want to turn lower, maybe about 285 degrees. I'm going to take 2 sticks of butter because we're actually making apple butter for our soda bread. So don't be shy, use your butter. So 2 sticks of regular salted butter is going to work well on this recipe. You ever make apple butter before?
Never.
You can make this like a lot of different ways. So this is just how I like it. This is how my boys like it. You know, I actually put this on ice cream sometimes. I'll put it on, you buy the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls.
Yes.
We'll bake those up
yep.
and I'll pour this on that. It's just unbelievable. So we're melting butter. Can you get me a clean spoon?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. All right. Are we off? I'm going to shut that off because that hash is definitely done. Beautiful. You see how fast that was? I can't tell you enough how quick and easy these recipes are, and it's easier than ordering a pizza, and you really don't have to wait because you're busy cooking a little bit, and in less than 30 minutes we have a fabulous meal here.
And it's fun.
And it's fun, right? And you can get together with mom or dad and just go to it. Spend some family time cooking. All right, so I have 4 little Macintosh apples. I peeled, cored, I diced them up, and we're just going to warm them up in that butter. And what are we going to add to it? You smell that and tell me what it is.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon and sugar. I like things
Should
sweet.
I just pinch it or just?
I think you should just sprinkle it all around, and you might want to use it all. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I think all.
I think you should just
I
go
think
nuts
all of
and
it.
use it all. Oh.
Oh yeah, go in.
You know what? Go big or go home. That's what I say. And we can put that right back there. And we're just going to stew these apples down. Now you can turn this heat up. I wouldn't say on high, all the way on high, but a medium to high heat because you want to really stew the apples down. That's going to take you a few minutes. And we can really just set it and forget it here because there's so much butter in here that's not really going to burn or do anything. We're going to let these stew down. We got a good heat, about 400 degrees on that. We're going to put this aside because that's what's going on that. We're done with our chicken stock. Now I think we should move on to the creme de la creme.
My favorite.
Nancy's favorite, the creme de la
The
creme, the drink. Nancy's the drink master, so we're going to put her on Shamrock Shakes. Folks, this, you might want to get a pen and paper because Shamrock Shakes are awesome. What you're going to need for this is some vanilla ice cream. I got a vanilla bean today because we might as well go all the way, right? You're going to need some milk.
2 scoops.
I'm going to have Nancy into the blender put 2 good, huge scoops of vanilla ice cream. And then you're going to need 2 cups of milk. So we're cutting it. We're going to use a low-fat milk because we got a lot of fat going on here. But it is a holiday, right? Isn't that what we always say? Holidays just, you know what, have a ball. And this is a special meal. And we got special people because this is for family. 2 cups of milk. And then in the store, we sell all of these extracts. And today, for Shamrock Shake, you need your peppermint. So we're going to do 1 capful of the, you can use teaspoon if you want, but a capful is what I always use, and it comes out really great. It's just enough of the flavoring. Go ahead. 1 capful, as she spills it everywhere. Perfect. Okay. And then green food coloring, because Shamrock Shake, we need green for St. Patrick's Day, right, Catrina?
Of course.
So you want, don't open it. We want to squirt
Oh, you're gonna squirt it.
5 squirts of that. Let's not overdo it, Nancy. 5 drops.
1, 2, 3, 4.
5. All right.
Hey, you could.
And then put your lid on, and then I think you should
Yeah.
blend away. Oh, these apples are looking great. Oh, Catrina, you know what? I think you got that. I think they're done.
I don't know why, because the ice cream is real soft.
There you go, Nancy.
Okay, Nancy's hand.
There you go. You know, and you can get yourself some cute clear cups for the Shamrock Shake because you want the green to show through. That looks wonderful, Nancy.
Yeah. Whoops.
Good
There I go
job.
again, another mess.
Good job. I love shakes.
Oh, me
They're
too.
my favorite.
They're so good.
All right, so you know what I can do? We got some red plates over there. I'll take a red plate. What I'd like to do is plate this up. So this way the folks can see at home what this is going to look like when they serve it to their family. So you got a little of your homemade hash. You got a little of this fabulous cabbage. Put that on the plate. We're going to do a piece of this soda bread because, well, this is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. You're going to open that up when you plate it. These are perfect. I'm going to shut that fire right off. We're going to take some of those apples with the butter and drizzle it right on there. Katrina.
That looks so good, huh?
Isn't
looks
that
so
is
good. I'm so
gorgeous?
hungry.
So good.
Oh, well, Nancy.
I'm going to make, oh, yes.
We got to go one
That's
step
right.
further on that Shamrock Shake. Because I like little clouds, and I want to make clouds on that shake.
Yes.
Couple of clouds and a green straw, and you have your perfect St. Patrick's meal.
Yes.
All right, homemade corned beef hash. We have fried cabbage, and we have Irish soda bread with warm apples and butter, and a Shamrock Shake. Simple,
Yeah.
easy, wonderful recipe that we created right from our corned beef and cabbage dinner. And all by hand and in less than what? Less than 30 minutes today. So I hope you folks at home enjoyed this recipe. And happy St. Patrick's Day from all of us. And you enjoy yourselves. We'll see you next time here on Cardinal Bistro. Thanks a lot.